But how old are you when you started cocaine?
17.
Okay, so you're 17.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the money for cocaine? That's the thing. Cocaine's kind of expensive, isn't it?
My currency was my body. I felt like the only thing I was good for was the pleasing. I felt like I had to.
Wow, so it changed your identity?
Yeah, it felt like I had to be a. It felt like that's what all I deserved. I would get drunk and high and end up, like I said, I'd end up.
This is the Real Life Radio Show with An Lay, where real people with real problems find answers in a real God.
Tanya?
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
Tanya, being a drug addict is a pretty serious thing. And you were a drug addict at one time in your life. When you were a drug addict, tell me, how many years were you addicted to these drugs?
I was addicted from 13 to 20.
Wow.
And
7 years.
Yes. The progression started at 13 years old, and it literally progressed all the way up until I was 20 years old when the Lord set me free.
Wow. That's amazing. Now, how many years have you been set free from this drug use? Because there's a lot of groups that say once an addict, always an addict. Yeah. How long have you been set free from this?
23 years.
23 years. No falling into it, nothing?
No setbacks, no relapse, no desires.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, on the outside, if I had known you at that time, would I have known that you were a drug user?
Only if you had seen me actively using. I was just a young teenager who looked severely depressed. I excelled at school still. I was a very good student, but I was very quiet and I was very down. But I was snorting lines in the bathroom and going and acing English tests.
Snorting lines?
Yes. I have this one story where literally I went and snorted a line in the bathroom. I came back and my English teacher said, "Tanya, you're the smartest student I've ever had."
Okay, so wait a minute. You were snorting cocaine at the age of what?
I was 17.
Okay, and you're going to school.
Yeah.
And the cocaine must have helped you then.
Yes.
To do good at school.
Yes.
But you were already a good student.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's rewind that.
Yeah.
You're like a good kid.
I was a good kid, yes.
Good student. Tell me your personality type. Were you like super outgoing, or were you like crazy party person, or were you like very like reserved and to yourself?
Well, you mean when I was doing drugs?
No. What before that?
Oh, okay.
The way you grew up.
Okay, I was a very happy little girl.
Oh.
I had a very strong spirit. Very, very strong spirit. I was an avid athlete. I played on the boys' team.
Wow.
And I actually got on the all-star team.
Wow.
2 years in a row.
No kidding.
Yep.
No drugs.
This was right before drugs.
Okay, so.
Yep. For 2 years, I was on the boys' team.
Wow.
I played first base. I was the fourth batter.
Wow.
And I got on the all-star team because I was so good. And
so it's a little abnormal life in the sense that you're over excelling. So like you have a good future. You're doing well. People who would look on you at the outside, they wouldn't be like, that's going to be a drug addict.
Yeah, no.
They would be like, definitely.
They would never say that.
Okay. You came from a very good background.
Yeah.
Like middle class Christian.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about this here. How did you, I don't know how this happened. It sounds like you had, because a lot of drug addicts grew up that way. They saw their parents using it. So your parents are not drug users, or never been?
No. Well, my father was a drinker.
Okay, just alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, that's more normal.
And my mom was...
Not saying it's good.
Yeah, my mom was the Christian.
Okay.
You know, the great influence. My dad, he wasn't so nice all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but for some reason, you ended up going into partying and drugs when you got older. Mm-hmm. But on the outside, it looked like you were going to be this great kid, great future, smart, academics, sports, athletic, just a very normal, like probably urban.
Yeah, we were able to go on vacation. We were not super rich, but we were
middle class.
Yeah, we were comfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So definitely not like like in the hood kind of
project.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not in that situation.
Yeah.
tell me, I understand that drug addiction for you actually didn't come from your environment, but it came and it stemmed from pain that happened in the past.
Yes.
Tell me a little about that.
Yeah. So I had 2 childhoods. That's what I talk about. It felt like I had 2 different childhoods. And one was what we were just talking about, was excellent. But then there was like shadows in my life that I couldn't talk about. And that was the abuse that was going on, you know, the hidden abuse.
Like physical?
Yes, it was very sexual abuse.
Sexual?
Yeah.
Oh my
very
God.
extreme sexual abuse from
Extreme
a very
sexual
young
abuse.
age. Yes.
That nobody knew about.
Nobody knew about. And it was an outside family member, and I didn't dare to tell anybody. So
I am so sorry, Tanya. Tanya,
yeah.
you know, sexual abuse really, it's one of those things that, and you were young when that happened, right?
Yeah, because some of my earliest memories.
Wow, what? Okay, so you're talking about like 4, 5?
I don't know.
Wow.
To be honest with
your
you.
earliest memories.
Some pretty bad, yeah.
So let's just say like 5, 6.
Yeah, maybe.
Did it continue on for a long time?
It continued on until I was about 12.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like a lot of your childhood.
Yeah.
And it was just like hush, hush, no, don't say
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. He was our babysitter, you know. So
That's horrible.
yeah.
So in life,
Yeah.
as you're going through this traumatic experience, and I want to talk about this because there's a lot of people who are even viewing this right now, and they've been through sexual abuse and they haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably who you were. Like, you haven't even talked about the sexual abuse. Like, and I know you try to stay away from that.
Yeah.
But if I could ask, what happens to a young girl when they get sexually abused? What did that do to you on the inside? And what exactly happened?
It crushes your spirit.
Mm.
Because like I said, I was a very hopeful child. It's very strong-spirited.
Yeah.
And it was like my spirit started getting crushed. And
like an oppression.
yeah. Yeah. And it was like a darkness that came over me. And to be honest with you, I actually remember wanting to die in 3rd grade, actually. I do. So I was very bright, yes, and I was very happy, but then there was times that I remember running around on my trampoline in circles, singing songs about dying and wondering if anybody would care that I was gone.
That's definitely not normal.
Yeah.
And nobody knew, like your parents didn't know. Family didn't know.
They had no idea.
How was this even done? Because I'm a father.
Yeah.
I'm very protective over my daughter.
Yeah.
Was this easy to have done, or was it very sneaky and very subtle?
It was when they were not home.
Okay.
He was, you know, he would watch us when they were not home sometimes.
Okay.
And so over the years, he would be our babysitter, and I gave him time to.
Wow. And you don't even know, you're just a child.
It became so normal to me. When I was 10 years old, I was being told that I have to be like the women in the magazines.
So he was showing you things.
I was being groomed. And
okay, so he was like teaching you,
yeah,
like playing, kind of like play acting or something like that. Is that what he was doing?
It was games when I was little.
I see.
When I was really little, it was like games.
Okay.
But things would happen that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, honestly, it's hard to go into the details.
I know. I understand.
Yeah.
And that moment, when you're so young, you don't really know that there's something wrong.
Yeah, that's what you think it's normal.
Right?
Yeah.
But then something did, Richard, like something came over you. Like, did you not link the two together? Like the emotions, the trauma, the feeling from it? Like like after the moment happened, things were just normal. But then later on, the trauma would express itself. Is that right?
Yeah. When I was 13 and I took that first sip of liquor, I remember it was alcohol. It was burning, and it burned, and it went down my throat, and it was burning. And I remember being like, and it was just a moment of, wow, like I feel better.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like I guess I was always in pain.
You felt like this sudden little thing, like little bit by little bit, that would just take you down and down. would you say that you were struggling with depression as a young person?
Well,
Secretly?
yes, because you know what? You just reminded me. I used to try to, I never even thought of this. I used to try to do things like break my arm. Like, I remember now being in like kindergarten
Oh,
and like, I remember trying to like hit my arm on the playground equipment, you know, so someone would take care of me. So someone would notice me. You know what I mean?
yeah, like you were hurting on the inside. You
Yeah.
didn't know how to verbalize it because you
Yeah.
don't have the verbiage.
Yeah.
But this is happening in
Yeah.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
So this sexual abuse is happening in kindergarten.
Yeah.
You don't know how to verbalize it, and so you're like trying to. That is wild because that's so sad.
Yeah.
As a little girl, to be like something's wrong and to be trying to voice it out, and
I just wanted someone to see me. And I felt like nobody could see me,
yeah.
In the darker moments.
Why is that? Because like for me, that didn't happen to me. I'm a young man. There is stuff that happened. I've never actually been sexually abused.
Yeah.
What did that do for your confidence for who you felt as who you were? Did that affect you?
It
I don't know.
totally affected me.
Like how?
My whole teenage life, I became, and you'll hear as time went on, as we progress with the story, the situations that I got myself into. I felt like the only thing I was good for was to please a man.
I see.
I felt like I had to.
Wow. So it changed your identity.
Yeah, it
your...
felt like I had to be abused.
Wow.
Like, it's very twisted.
That's horrible.
It felt like that's what all I deserved. And so
It made you feel like low.
it made me feel very shameful, but it also made me feel like I deserved it, which I know sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
But the situations that I got myself into over and over and over again were so incredibly abusive. And I believe that there's women out there right now that are in the strip clubs,
Yeah.
that are call girls, that are selling themselves. It's usually almost every single one of them has a history of sexual abuse.
I see.
Mhm.
So basically, it's almost like it's grooming something. Or do you think this is spiritual at all? There's this component.
You wanna let me tell you a story. When I was a little girl,
Yeah.
I remember some people think I'm crazy when I tell a story. I think they might think that, but
Well, I mean, but sexual abuse, it can make not you go crazy, but it is something that the young mind can't handle. It's not natural. We were never created for that. So
I mean,
okay.
What I mean is the story I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
What I'm going to tell you is that I used to see Jesus as a little girl. Like, one of my earliest memories is Jesus coming to me and telling me that he had a very special reason for me to be here, and that one day I was going to do something really important for him.
Wow.
And that's what I mean by a strong spirit. Like, I literally remember him coming to me and telling me, Tanya, I have something very special for you to do on this earth.
Wow.
And I believed him. And people used to say about me, my mom told me that, like in third grade and stuff, people were like, wow, there's something really unique and special about Tanya.
Wow.
And so, like, I heard the Lord's voice. I saw him when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to answer your question, and I was also born 3 months early. And like 1 pound, 14 ounces, like I almost died.
Oh, wow.
Like my lungs collapsed.
Yeah.
I believe that the enemy has been trying to kill me since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
I believe that we all have a great purpose on our life.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
that when you say, do you think this might be spiritual? I think this was totally an attack on the enemy to thwart me into, a life of.
Well, I mean, you did it. You got into drugs.
Yeah, just.
So you would link the sexual abuse with the drug addiction.
Yeah.
As like 1 + 1 = this.
Yeah.
Right here, the drug addiction.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you a question. Would you say that the drug addiction stole a lot from you?
Yes.
If we were to like look and compound all those 7 years.
Yes. First of all, it stole my future. As we spoke on just a few minutes ago, I probably could have had a scholarship, a sports scholarship to college.
Wow.
I could have had an academic scholarship. And I was so lost in drug addiction when I graduated high school that there was no college for me.
Right.
It stole my future.
Wow.
It stole my dignity.
Wow.
It stole my innocence. Like I would get drunk and high and end up, like I said, I'd end up raped. At 14 years old, I was brutally raped when I was coming in and out of consciousness from being too drunk and too high. It was horrible. And it was...
You know what? Can we just stop on that moment?
Sure.
Because a lot of people think that drugs is just fun. We're just having fun. Guys, girls, come on, just join us. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
What's the reality? What happened that you remember with the drugs? How does someone in that scenario end up turning it towards, obviously, this man? Many men? One man?
It was one.
One. How did he turn this into a rape situation? What do people need to know here? Could you tell us what happened that day? I know it's a very sensitive...
Yeah. Well, I was only 14 to start with.
Wow.
I learned afterwards that it was a bet. That someone made a bet to see if they could...
sleep with you.
Yeah. But it wasn't regular sex. It wasn't consensual.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, of course, yeah.
So,
that's what they're thinking, that whoever can, basically is hunt a girl or something.
Yeah. So I was just a young girl who I had smoked so much pot that night and drank so much. I used to feel pride in drinking the men or the boys or whoever was around under the table.
Like out drinking them?
You know what I mean? We were playing games and they put me in another room because I passed out. And I used to do that. I used to drink myself and drug myself into blacking out.
And you're 14, so you're just drinking alcohol? This is alcohol?
This was alcohol and smoking pot.
Okay, so just alcohol, pot.
Yeah, that was it. Because
nowadays it's kind of more normalized, okay? So that's...
Yeah, but I was young and I didn't weigh a lot and
you're competing with them and you're using it.
Yeah.
And then you pass out. You passed out? How did you know?
I kept coming back. I kept coming, I passed out, and when I came back into consciousness, he was, and then I would slip back into sleeping, and I would wake back up again, and there he was, just having his way, whichever way he wanted.
Oh my gosh, Tanya.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
It was...
And you were planning to be a virgin. You were planning to be pure, because you came from a Christian family, right? So you weren't wanting to be having this to happen at this point, right? Or...
Unfortunately, at that time, I did have a boyfriend.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
But that's really bad because...
But it was still really bad.
Because this is not your boyfriend.
It was not my boyfriend. And like I said, I feel like it stole my innocence. Even though I had already consensually played around a little bit with my boyfriend. When this happens, even if this happens one time to a woman, it can scar her for her whole life.
It's completely a crime.
You know what I mean?
That's why it's a crime.
Yeah.
It's a crime. No one's saying that this is a good thing.
You know what I mean? And so, but it happened, so as my years went through, so many things happened that it just became one trauma after another trauma after another trauma after another trauma. And I just believe it is all stemmed from my past.
Wow.
So
that's horrible. So your beginning of addiction of 1 year into alcohol and marijuana already led to you getting raped.
Yeah.
That's horrible. How did it turn into cocaine addiction? Because I understand marijuana, I understand the alcohol, but how did it start going into the upper level drugs and why?
Well, pot progressed into LSD at 16.
LSD?
Yes, my acid days.
So, I don't talk to a lot of people who've done a lot of LSD. What did LSD do? Tell me about your first experience with LSD.
Honestly, to be honest with you, it's hard to remember.
Okay.
It wasn't my favorite.
LSD acid is like speed or something.
No, it's like hallucinogen.
Oh, it's a hallucinogen.
Yeah.
So you're like, whoa.
I remember one time looking in a mirror and seeing a bunch of faces, and it's just weird. It's trippy. They call it tripping.
Okay, yeah.
It's weird.
So you're tripping all over the place.
I was doing it all the time, but the crazy thing is that I didn't like certain drugs, but I still went to them.
But it was socially with other people, right?
It was socially, yeah.
Okay, so there's your friends.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the doing drugs together.
Yeah.
But these at parties or was it
parties?
Okay, so wasn't just after school or something like that. It was going to
yeah, LSD was at parties, but cocaine was all the time. That was in my house.
But how old are you when you started cocaine?
17.
Okay, so you're 17.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the money for cocaine? That's the thing. Cocaine's kind of expensive, isn't it?
Well, this is the sad part of my story. This is like that wasn't sad already.
Yeah.
My currency was my body.
I see.
And I mean, unfortunately, like I did steal from my mother a little bit when it got really bad and I just needed a hit of crack. Like I remember stealing like these, I don't know what they were. They were these pieces of money. They were, I can't remember what they were.
Oh.
They were special to her though.
Okay.
Not many people have them. I can't remember what they were.
But you were stealing from your mom.
I was stealing from her and it was so shameful, but mostly I just sold my body.
So like, are these to people around your age or are these
Oh
like
my God, it was
people?
terrible. It was older, younger, my age. Okay.
How are you finding this? Because like, I don't know about this.
Okay, so
this is some type of network that
so my crack cocaine days, I was hanging out with a certain crowd of people.
Got it. So it's a crowd of people. And
a certain crowd of people that it was through school.
School?
Yeah. And I was not respected.
I see.
In any way, shape, or form. And that year was so gross. Gross. Because the things that I did to get drugs were so gross.
Oh my gosh.
And just painful and awful and abusive and, just abusive.
Yeah. People were not nice.
Groups of men, not just one.
That's horrible.
All for a hit of crack.
Tanya, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was gross.
So like you really hate, so it was like being raped.
It was gross. It was terrible. And it was, like I said, it stole my dignity.
Wow.
When I say that drugs.
How old were you at that time?
I was 17.
So you're 17.
Yeah.
And you're in athletics?
No, I had quit by then. I had quit because I couldn't handle, like, I was smoking so much pot and stuff. I couldn't even run anymore. Oh
my God.
It ruined, I'm telling you, anybody
and it's masking the pain from the past.
Yes.
But then now there's new trauma.
Now I'm telling you, new trauma. I had new trauma every single
it's
day.
almost like trauma, get high. Trauma, get high.
Yeah.
And you have to go through trauma to get high.
To get high. So it wasn't even.
This sounds crazy.
It wasn't even. There was a certain point where it wasn't even fun. So like as the drugs progressed into like ecstasy and stuff, it became fun. But like my crack cocaine days, it wasn't even fun.
So why couldn't someone just be like, you know what, this isn't fun. I want to quit now.
I don't. To be honest with you, I couldn't. I was like a dog returning to his vomit. Like I just physically couldn't at that point in my life.
Because something would happen if you stopped taking it. Like a withdrawal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember some of the crack cocaine withdrawals that you went through?
I remember the ecstasy withdrawals more than I remember
we'll talk about that then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but you're addicted to this.
Yeah.
Covering the pain.
Yeah.
Going through more pain.
Yeah.
Do you ever have time to like analyze this or really kind of like, wait a minute, what am I doing with my life?
No.
So your life is going so
it was just like, it was so depressing. I was so depressed and lonely. And then I would get in these situations that were not affirming it any way, shape, or form. I had no friendships or anything that were respectful or uplifting, or it was just straight abuse.
That's horrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm so sorry, Tanya.
Yeah.
So you're going through this here.
Yeah.
Do you have any time to heal from this trauma? Like as you're in it?
No.
Okay.
This is what I would do. I would stuff. I would literally, and I used food a lot to cope.
Okay.
I would have something happen. I would come home and I would use food and I would just read. Like I was an avid reader and I would read and I would just stuff. And it was like everything just got pushed down. It was like it never even happened.
So you tried to distract your mind.
Yeah.
And like as if it was some dream.
Yeah. I acted like I was
high.
I acted like I was fine. I just every day just kept going and I didn't deal with anything. So
these kind of things kept happening again and again.
Again and again and again and again.
I'm sure it got worse because after the providers, they're like, well, I had this, now I want this, and now I want this.
Yeah, it was
worse.
It was awful to the point where I had to leave. It was getting so bad,
Okay.
I started getting jumped.
Okay. You were getting jumped?
The women of the
group?
Of the men that were hurting me.
Okay.
Started jumping me.
because they saw you as a problem instead of them.
I was the problem, not the men.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
genius. I love that.
I was,
There's a reality of drug addiction.
yeah.
So here's the reality of this
Yeah.
crack cocaine world. And where were you growing up in here? Is this in Florida?
I was in Crystal River, yeah.
Okay, so you're in Florida. So this is what was really happening here.
Yeah.
So what happened when you moved to Ecstasy? Provoking thoughts. Would you please comment below? We'd like to hear what your thoughts are on what you just heard. But serious stuff. Also, would you like, share, subscribe? Let's get this conversation started.
Okay, so
How did that happen?
I had to leave Florida. It got to the point where they started jumping me. They stole my car. I was afraid for my life.
Oh my!
I was getting to the point where I was afraid I was going to get killed.
Okay.
My mom was like, Tanya, you're going to die. Like, you've got to leave. Like, you're not this is terrible. So my parents were divorced at that point. And
okay, so you're going through more trauma.
yeah, they divorced when I was like 16.
Okay.
So my dad was living in Maine. My mom was living in Florida. And so I went to live with my father for senior year. So between 17 and 18, between 11th grade and 12th grade, I moved that summer to Maine.
Okay.
And that is when I tried opioids for the first time. I tried pills. There was like pills that were, I don't even remember. They're really bad though. People are getting severely addicted to them, but I didn't like it.
Okay.
And that's when I tried heroin. And because...
what do you mean? You went right straight from pills to a needle?
No, I only snorted.
Okay, you snorted heroin.
Yeah. So I thought I was being smart.
Okay, so hold on here, because like you already saw you got yourself in trouble with the crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Now you have no access to crack cocaine. So are you kind of like looking for anything at this point? Or is it the people around you? Like, how does this happen?
Okay, let me try to...
This hasn't happened to me when I grew up.
Let me try to remember. So I moved back. Everybody was doing drugs up north.
Okay.
But it wasn't the same kind of crowd.
Got it.
They were my friends.
And how did you find out that people did drugs? Like, did people just go, hey, dude.
Okay, well...
And like the second they
you know what?
do drugs,
how did I even know these people? I moved a lot. I was born in Maine.
Okay.
I lived in Maine for several years as a young girl.
Okay.
I moved back and forth a lot, but so I had moved to Florida after the divorce.
Okay.
Only lived there a year, and then I went back to Maine, so I knew everybody.
Okay.
And everybody was doing drugs, and the new thing was heroin, the big thing.
That was the...
Yeah. That was like what people were moving on to.
Okay. So it was just what everybody was doing.
It was what everybody was doing.
And you take your first, so like you snorted it?
Snorted it.
And what was that?
And
like?
it made me so numb. That's the only thing I can remember about it, is that it made me so numb in my body. And I remember one time, the last time I ever did it, I thought I was going to die. Like, for real, thought I was going to die. My heart was pounding out of my chest so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Out of all the times I'd ever done drugs, except one time when I did like ketamine or something, that time I thought I was going to die too with my heart. Like, my heart was like...
That's scary for a 17, 18.
Yeah, yes. And I literally was so numb and my heart was going so fast. And I was like, I can't ever do this again.
Wow.
And so I didn't do it anymore. Thankfully.
So you got scared from heroin.
Scared.
Thank God, because that is a very gotcha drug that's hard for people to ever get set free from.
Yeah, and for a little while when I was in my senior year, just for a few short months, I actually got a job.
Okay.
And I was working as a cashier at a grocery store.
Okay.
And for a few short months, I was clean. And I was just very depressed, very lonely. But then I discovered ecstasy. And honestly, I don't remember how I got that first pill.
That's how much ecstasy you did. Wow.
But that was my downfall. Like, ecstasy just... Because ecstasy makes you feel like you're flying.
Yeah, it's like the euphoric...
Love drug.
Love.
Yeah.
Hey,
like,
feely.
everything... Like, I would dance. I was the dancer.
Okay.
I would never stop dancing. I just wanted to dance the whole entire night, every time I ever did it.
Wow. And you're like, what, 18?
I was 18.
So you're senior in high school.
Yeah.
And you find ecstasy, which I've never heard anybody... So you actually got hooked on ecstasy.
I was so hooked on ecstasy that, like we were talking about earlier, I got to the point where I was afraid to come down because
and be normal.
Yeah, because you would roll all night long. They call it rolling.
Yeah.
You would party
Yeah.
all night long.
That's what you were doing?
Yeah. And then the effects would start to wear off.
Okay.
And it was like death. Like, I just was like, I just want to die. Like, it was like, just.
So these thoughts would pervade your mind?
Yes. It was.
Like that you want to die?
It was so like it's like you fell out of the sky.
Oh,
at least for me. I can't talk for anyone else.
No, but I mean, this is how it worked for you.
You know what I mean? It just.
So one took you into the sky.
It took you in, and then it just
and then you
crashed.
Fell out of the sky.
So other people will use like Xanax when they're starting to come down.
Okay.
Like, and everything. So I didn't do that, but I would crash so hard. And I was mixing vodka, acid, ecstasy. Like,
you're doing a ball.
I was doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
And then.
So why? Like, is it just like fun to impress people?
No, it wasn't to impress anybody. It was strictly to disappear to this other world that I had discovered where I never stopped dancing.
And where are you getting the money for all this ecstasy?
You know what?
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
So it's like you learn something here and it applies here, and it's just like it clicks. You don't even think about it. It just happens like that.
I don't know how I ever had money for it. I just.
Wow. And you definitely didn't sell it. So you're
no.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't as bad as.
So this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Not just here. This is everywhere.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of girls are getting high.
Yeah.
Is because it's kind of like, hey, I want some of this, and then they're like, okay, well, I want some of this, like, and then it's like a transaction.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
I mean,
there's like no connection. There's no anything. It's
you just end up giving yourself to that person usually. Usually just expect it.
And so at this point here, this is a depraved state of mind.
It is.
Right? So when you're in this depraved state of mind as a girl, when you see a guy and you find out that this guy has drugs, there's this understanding. I can access these drugs if I give him, and he's probably going to want me.
Then it just becomes a normal thing.
Wow.
It does.
And the guy just sits there. And I mean, we don't know because we don't have that guy here. And then, like, do you cue him? Does he cue you? How does that work?
Well, a lot of times you do the drugs together.
Okay, so you find out that he's got drugs.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey,
like, at least with
girls, I got drugs.
At least with the ecstasy. With the cocaine, it was more transactional.
Okay,
you know what I mean? That was more like prostitute. Like, yeah. But with ecstasy, everybody was just loving on everybody.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It was,
so turn into like an orgy.
Kind of.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm curious, is this fulfilling at all?
Only for a moment.
So for a moment it's fulfilling.
For a night. For a night, it was the funnest night of your whole life.
And then what?
And then you crash.
And in that crash, you want to die. So you're going from so you want this literally all the time.
And I ended up partying all the time. Just all the time.
And what happened to your school?
I had graduated by then.
Okay. Oh, so what happened to college?
Nothing. I had no prospects of college. It was the summer right after I graduated. And my whole life was drugs. You know what? Actually, I remember now how I did get a little bit of money. My mom gave me a graduation gift, I remember, and I spent it all on drugs. She asked me, this is so sad. I regret this so much. She asked me if we could go on a trip traveling around the United States for a graduation gift, or did I want money to like get into an apartment? I chose the money so that I could buy drugs. I didn't get into an apartment. You know, I missed the trip of a lifetime.
They know you're doing drugs at this point?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when it got really bad with the ecstasy and the partying and stuff, I again got asked to leave. My stepmom,
parents are like,
my stepmom and my dad were like, you have to leave. Like, you're going to die, Tanya.
So you're going to be homeless.
Yeah, they kicked me out.
So you became homeless.
But
this is what happened. This is the reality of drug addiction. This is where it heads to.
Yeah.
And so you have to move in with where? The druggies?
Well, no, they kicked me out, but I was able to go back to Florida. So I didn't have to live that homeless lifestyle.
Okay.
So I was lucky.
Yeah.
Because there was other people living in the woods, you know? So
it's the reality though.
Yeah.
That could have been you in the woods.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's another thing that I have to share. Once I left Maine and I went back to Florida, I started hearing about, so I had 5 friends. And I remember the last time I saw them. I grew up with them. Mm-hmm. One car accident killed all 5 of them. And literally,
They were druggies?
they were just partying. They were going out partying like we all did. And, you know, there was suicides. There was drug overdoses. There was, in fact, this is what was starting to happen. I heard that girls were getting pregnant and they were being diagnosed with HIV.
Oh,
and
snaps.
God saved me from that. God saved me from all of that. In sexually transmitted diseases, he saved me from everything.
Though there was so much going on.
I could have.
Yeah, you totally.
I should have been that.
Should have been.
I should have been that statistic.
Wow.
But like I said, remember I said I heard him when I was a little girl. He had his hand on me because the fact that I didn't drive. I used to drive on acid, ecstasy, liquor. And I remember driving one time and thinking that I was in a video game. Literally, thinking that I was in a video game.
Because you're hallucinating.
Driving down the road. How did I not crash my car?
That is so scary.
You know what I mean? And so, like, he had his hand on me. And God's grace and his mercy was on me.
Tanya, so this is happening around places here. Yeah. And that thank God that you didn't get into an accident, but you're seeing these signs around you of death.
Yeah.
Are you concerned at all, or are you just the drugs have you love them so much? As it says, there's a love affair with the drugs.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why does it develop into that, in your opinion? Looking back, because
this is really hard for me to answer. I don't know how I got so hyper focused on being high all the time.
Yeah, it was never ever your goal, but it somehow became the goal.
Yeah.
It became the purpose of life.
But it was so not happy. Like only that
really.
It's that short season of partying, ecstasy, all that. That was fun.
Yeah.
But for the majority of the time it was traumatic.
Well, yeah, but then also with the ecstasy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that, you know, we are created for, especially for like sexuality, is to have that one spouse.
Yeah.
And like this is all over the place.
Yeah.
And so there is a type of trauma that's happening. Now, from my former atheistic viewpoint, which is like, oh, you're just perpetuating the species.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of trauma from that, it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
And it's this ball that's going on and on. So you're hooked during this time and it's fun, but I understood it took a different turn. And you got into meth.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, I was working as a waitress and I got involved with the wrong people again.
Gosh.
I met a much older man.
How old are you?
I was 19.
Oh gosh.
I was vulnerable.
Very.
I was needy. Mm-hmm. I was looking for something that I never had. Mm-hmm. I never had love. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was I had never had a relationship.
Right.
And
up to this age.
You know what I mean? I had one boyfriend and that was at 13 years old.
And then you ended up getting...
And then all that stuff started happening and you heard the story.
Horrible.
So I was very vulnerable and I met this older man, much, much older man than me. And
he's like trying to get involved. He's like trying to...
He brought me to his house.
What?
A house of men.
Wait.
A house of adult men that live there. And it just went downhill from there.
Okay, so like, so this is how you got introduced to crystal meth?
Yes.
With these men? Tell me more.
Yeah. Well, oh God, this is so hard.
I know. I can't believe you went through this. I'm already like shocked, but now I'm really shocked.
This is really hard to go back to. Yeah. It was so hazy. This part of my life is very hazy. He started to treat me like his girlfriend.
Got it.
And
he had money.
He had a lot of money. He was rich. I mean, I'm talking living on the water, like Florida.
Oh, wow.
He was rich. For a young girl, he was rich. We started partying together and he introduced meth to me. And I was hooked immediately. Jeez. Like when they say that, like you say you stick a needle in your arm and you're like hooked immediately. Yeah. Meth was...
Tell us about that moment.
Meth was it made my brain feel, I know this is going to sound so crazy, but it literally made my brain, like, not only could I party like crazy, but there were times when it just made me have deep conversations. Like, I would sit there and have
other people.
Yes.
Oh, like real
Yes.
conversations.
Like,
Okay.
it just felt like my brain like worked better. I know that sounds so nuts. It was weird, but
yeah, well, I mean, because it's really stimulating. People stay up for days
Yeah.
on meth,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
so it's accessing something that
Yeah.
obviously is pumping something up.
yeah, it did something for my brain that
So you felt more
normal.
normal because you never felt normal because
Yeah,
of
no.
all the trauma of the
Yeah.
past, and now you're like, this is your answer to life,
Yeah.
and it became your purpose to life.
Yeah,
And I understand that these men manipulated you.
extremely. So he would spend these nights with me, treating me like I was an angel, treating me like I was really nice, like he cared for me. And then he would flip his switch. And
Like what? Like being mean to you?
yeah, he
Or call you names?
ugh, it, he would just change. And then he would be like, so and so and so and so and so and so is coming over, and you have to please them tonight. You have to do whatever they want. And
Are you like, I thought I'm your girlfriend?
yeah, I thought that I was, and like I would clean his whole house for him, and like I would do anything for him. Like I thought,
Oh, you like
I
loved him?
thought he loved me.
Oh my gosh.
And no, he did not love me. He had
Oh.
tons of women on the side. You know what I mean?
Are you tired of being pushed to the side? Are you tired of being ignored when there's an emergency? Are you losing customers because of flaky customer service? Well, worry no more. With On Fire Merchant Services, we have round-the-clock customer service for your POS system. Just dial 1-877-333-6682, and you will find yourself in touch with an experienced technician who can fix your issues in no time. Payments not going through? Your screen is frozen? No matter the issue, On Fire Merchant Services is there for you. Call 1-877-333-6682. Again, that's 1-877-333-6682. On Fire Merchant Services. We're on fire to help you.
So this guy's a pimp, or more.
He acted like it, that's for sure. He acted like it. I always say that he was like my pimp, but it's so hard to explain. The dynamics are a little different than.
So he basically, and he's not going to pay you.
No, there was no transactional money.
Kind of like a coercion.
That's what I mean. It was
Human trafficking kind of.
It was coercion and it was manipulation, but there was no. I don't know if there was ever any money.
I think psychological manipulation here.
It sure felt like it, because like
how do you convince a 19-year-old girl to do this kind of stuff? Like, oh, by the way, you're gonna go.
Like, if you love me, you're going to.
If you love.
You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna please these people at my house tonight.
And was it clear that they were paying him, or what was?
I didn't.
You
know.
have no clue.
I just knew there was a lot of drugs, a lot of people.
And they're bringing drugs suddenly. And so then this guy shows up. Like, that would be scary.
Yeah, but I was so groomed by that point to do anything and everything.
Oh my God.
That I fell right into it. I was so vulnerable at that point in my life that all those years had almost prepared me for that. And I was like a prime victim.
You're like acting because you're scared.
Oh yeah, it was total acting. Like,
oh my gosh.
Like, I have to please you, and I have to do everything I can to please you.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? There was no reciprocation there. There was
nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's done, and then it's like, how does it? That must feel horrible afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, would that make you need the drug more?
This is what I don't understand. Why did I keep going back? Why did I? You know what I mean? Why did I keep going back to the same situation over and over and over again? This is a question that somebody could be like, what is wrong with you? You could have left. You know, there was no gun to your head. there was no chains, you know?
There was. I believe there was spiritual chains.
Yeah.
There was mental chains.
Yeah.
There was the trauma bond, all this stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
So here you are, and this happened for a while.
Oh, yeah. Till I was 20. So from like 19 to 20.
And how did you get set free from all this stuff? I mean, because you're on crystal meth this whole time.
I was on it. Yeah, I was doing it the whole time.
So that
I was
means,
there.
did it start just with one person, or then at that point it became like his business? Sounds like
It's just whenever he wanted.
Whenever he wanted that,
Yeah.
I want you to go do this if you love me, is what he would say. Every time?
No, it became like normal.
He like little by little normalized.
Yeah, it just became.
And this was like your new life purpose.
And you know what's so crazy is he would spend these, like I said, he would spend these nights sometimes with just me. And it's like he would spend the time like pimps do that. They do that. They like love on their girls sometimes, and then they beat the crap out of them other times. But that
happened to you?
That's not what he did. He did not hurt me like that. It was more, like I said, it was more manipulation.
Verbal
and because I loved him, I did. Like I did. I would have done anything. So I was like a dog. I was like an abused animal.
But because of the abuse that happened in the past.
Because of the abuse.
His heart is open for this.
Yeah.
So sorry, Tanya.
Yeah, so it wasn't a pretty story, but God came in miraculously.
Makes you angry. Like as a man who that happened to you. And I think other people like, how could this have happened? But it's wrong. It's not godly, and it's evil. Evil at its height.
Yeah.
So this is the reality of this. Start just a little bit of drug addiction, a little bit of fun, a little bit of stuff. It's not so fun, is it?
Yeah, it's not.
Because at this point, you felt like you were caged.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah. It was invisible. It was like all invisible chains for me. Yeah.
Did you want to kill yourself sometimes during that time? Or
I did.
How did you? I mean,
I did.
I would.
Yeah.
That's my question is.
I
kill myself.
I actually ended up trying to go to this treatment center at one point. I wasn't doing well mentally, but it didn't do any good. Yeah.
So this was affecting you mentally, emotionally.
Yeah, I was starting to go downhill.
Wow.
Very badly.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did Jesus come into the picture? Because like you were raised in a Christian home, but were you like a Christian this whole time this is happening in your mind and your head? Would you say that? Would you have been like? Were you thinking about God? Were you all those things as this was progressing, the drugs and all that stuff? No. So you walked away from.
I did. I pushed him away. When you're lost in that kind of world and you're
lost
and you're so drugs, they're like a wall, you know, on your heart. They're like a wall. You can't hear.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him anymore. You know what I mean? Even if he was trying to get my attention, I couldn't hear because I was so, I don't have the right words for it.
No, you know what though?
Yeah.
The way you said that, I really understood in the spirit.
Yeah.
That wall, like it's like where sin becomes like a barrier. The Bible says that. And the way you just described that was just like, that is so real.
Yeah.
And so for anybody who's like, I'm a Christian, I do drugs, you can't.
Yeah, because it separates you.
It's sin that separates us from God.
Yeah.
So how did God find you? What happened? How did you get set free from this?
Okay.
Because this is a mess.
Yeah. People might not even believe me when I tell this part of the story. I mean, it's so miraculous. It's so
years free from
it's so miraculous how it happened. So this is what started happening. All of a sudden, I started hearing his voice. And it would be like morning time after a crazy night, one of those crazy nights. And it'd be like morning.
So you're kind of like more sober.
And I'm coming back, you know, to reality. And I started hearing him whispering to my heart, Tanya, I created you for so much more. Tanya, you don't deserve this. I did not create you for this. You deserve so much more. God. And he just started whispering. And he wasn't yelling. He wasn't talking real loud. It was like, he just started whispering.
Like tender.
Tender. and he would say my name. It's like he knew my name. And he got my attention. And all of a sudden, after hearing his voice so many times, I don't know how, except by the grace of God, I got the courage to just stop everything. Like literally, I walked away from that house. I walked away from that man. I was even addicted to that man in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I walked away. I never went back. And this is what happened. I never went back to drugs. I didn't want them. I didn't care. I didn't feel any kind of withdrawal. I mean, I had gone years where I was having such bad withdrawals, like I was failing AA. You know what I mean? I would try things.
Yeah, you're trying to get something on your own strength.
And it wouldn't work.
Wow.
But I just, bam, just done. Everything was just, I was just done. It was just over. That chapter, the page got turned and it was just over. Just like that.
So, because I understand, as we've talked before.
Yeah.
Is that you gave your life to Christ before the meth thing happened.
Yeah.
But no real relationship started. It was just like you had a prayer.
Yeah.
But somehow God remembered you.
Yeah.
And pulled you out of this meth human trafficking mess.
Yeah.
And then you run for your life.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I mean, that's Tanya, that's trauma, that's all this stuff.
Yeah.
Most people who would run from that mess would even be like, what do I run to?
Yeah.
And you ran to Jesus.
Yeah.
For reals.
Yeah.
How did your life change? What changed for you to become a Christian?
Well, it was quite a process.
Like a real, one that, for yourself to really walk out your faith.
So this was a process.
Mm-hmm.
God miraculously saved me. He planted a seed. He saved me. He was in my heart. But I had to walk through some more things before I ended up back in church again down the road. And then I had to walk through some more things, even though I was following him, reading the Bible in the Word. But it was in 2018 that everything changed.
Wow.
Everything. So it was a process.
Yeah.
So
you're still kind of.
Yeah, it didn't, it was not instant,
but God was in your life, but it was.
Because what happened was I jumped into a young dysfunctional marriage.
Got it.
And we didn't go to church together.
Got it.
There was no discipleship. Once again, there was no mentorship. It was very dysfunctional. And I would end up having a son. And a couple years later, I became a single mom. And I would end up going back to church at 27. And I would rededicate my life to the Lord. Because even though he was in my life, I wasn't praying. I wasn't, like, he saved me, but life just got in the way. Like, it just did. Life got in the way. And I wasn't rejecting him. I just wasn't
choosing him either.
I wasn't, do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
But I ended up back in church at 27 or 28 years old. And that's where I dove back in. I dove in. I took endless notes. I went to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. I listened to Christian music. I was doing everything I could to follow him. But I was carrying.
That's what happened when I first got saved.
Yeah.
I was get hungry for him.
Yes.
Everything. Because you've seen how bad it gets. And after hearing your story, I'm like, it's bad.
Yeah. So I was trying. Here's the thing. I was trying so hard to follow him. But I had so much baggage that personally, I was struggling with severe depression, severe anxiety. That stuff that I told you I had stuffed down, it was like it was, you know what I mean? It was coming up as an adult, as a mother. It was, what was I going to do with all that stuff? I had never dealt with. I never dealt with it.
All the memories.
Yes.
That must have drove you.
Flashbacks.
Oh, gosh.
Flashbacks like you would not believe. And
everything would trigger memories.
Everywhere I went, there was a place where something happened. And it's just like, oh my goodness. And it was very challenging, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't being delivered. I couldn't figure out why I was so sad. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find that freedom in Christ. But it was in 2018 where God started encountering me in ways that I walked through another process where I found my deliverance. I found that relationship.
Wow.
And that relationship, the love of the Father. I became a worshiper.
Wow.
Me and my husband have a prophetic worship ministry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But before that, I understand that someone had to like basically cast demons out.
Yeah.
Because there's demonic strongholds, not just outside, but actually living on the inside.
Yeah.
And coming out.
That was after 2018. I encountered the Lord, and then we started going to a certain church.
Yeah.
And even though we were playing our music there was a healing process that I had to go through, and I had to go through a lot of deliverance.
Well, I'm sure, because all of the trauma, all the hurt, a person going through that would have such a hatred for men.
I started to hate men so much.
I bet.
I was so bitter. When I met my husband, I was bitter.
Wow.
And I was done. I wasn't going to ever date again. I was done with men. I was so mad. It took a long time for me to get that angry, but I finally did.
Wow.
And I started to hate. And I remember when I felt like I could feel the hate in my heart. But God slowly started working on all that. And he started taking it away.
How did faith in Christ get rid of the hatred?
Well, this is what...
After seeing all that.
This is what would start to happen. Not only did I go through the intense deliverance of what you just talked about, the casting out, me and my husband started worshiping together. He plays the piano. He's a beautiful pianist.
Wow.
And I started singing, and I had never sung before. And God just started singing through me. And he started prophesying through me. And he just started giving me songs left and right. And like his presence would just fill our house.
Wow.
And it was like it would start raining. And I am telling you, over the years, over the 6 years that we've been together, it was like over and over again. His presence just comes and fills our home. And it was like it just washed away slowly but surely. The anger started leaving. The bitterness started leaving. The shame started leaving.
Interesting. Like a spiritual cleansing.
It was a total cleansing, and it didn't happen all at once, but piece by piece by piece. And like when I first got married, there were so many flashbacks. I couldn't even enjoy a husband and wife.
Yeah, time.
I couldn't.
Oh my God. So it destroyed your, say your sexual intimacy for your marriage because there's so much trauma. That makes sense.
There was too much trauma.
Yeah.
But God healed that.
Wow. And you know what? That's good news for somebody who's listening right now, because sexual trauma has been known to either make someone super sexually active or to go the other way, and where it's like all this flashback, all this stuff that they can't have sex.
Yeah.
So God set you free.
He set me free, and he has taught me what true love is.
Oh.
And one of the things that the Lord whispered to my heart when I started encountering him again was, he said that my husband, that was just my friend, he said, Tanya, he said, he can love you the way that Christ loves the church. And
wow,
that's the kind of thing he kind of started telling me. And I was just like, wow. And then he started saying things like, Tanya, I have a ministry for you too, but you have to be married. And I was just like, what?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
because you're surrendered now.
Yeah.
You're not doing whatever you want to do. You're surrendered to the will of God.
Yep. So I heard his voice. I've been following his voice ever since. I've been doing my best to be obedient.
Amen.
To the doors that he opens, I'm doing my best to walk through them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. How is that different, following Jesus versus doing the drug
Oh my gosh,
thing?
It's so different.
Is it?
Following Jesus may not be an easy road at times, but it is, when you learn how to worship the Lord, when you learn how to be an intercessor, when you learn how to pray, when you learn how to experience the presence of the Lord, it is better than any drug. It is better than any drink. any pill, any man, any woman, any vacation, any experience, anything money can buy. It is better than all those things.
Well, you would know because you've had
Yeah.
all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Honestly, the highs, because you're talking about worship that
Yeah.
seems to be giving you like a high.
Yeah.
But what's the difference? If we're to compare and contrast,
Mm-hmm.
what is the high of the past? Let's just say the best one, meth,
Okay.
versus worshiping the Lord. If you put those things next to each other, how do they map out?
There's still no comparison.
Like what do you mean?
When you're in the presence of the Lord, when he truly shows up, when you're worshiping in spirit and in truth, everything is just, it's like you were born for that. We were born for that. We were born to worship the Lord.
Yeah.
And I can't even begin to explain. You can be having the worst day of your life, and you go and you start worshiping the Lord and start putting your face upon him. It's almost too hard to explain. It's almost unfathomable. Like, it's hard.
They compare that to meth. Like when you say it's uncomparable, so like
Yeah,
what, like,
it's
like
better.
meth is way down
It's
here?
better. Yes, it's
So your presence and the feelings that you get,
yeah,
whatever it is, the spiritual, because we know it's nothing physical.
yeah,
The high and the value that you get from worshiping the Lord
yeah.
is so much higher. Like we're talking about like this higher, a little bit higher, like pretty close, or is it like way far?
It's blasted out of the water.
Blasted out of the water.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because this is what we were born for. This is what we were created for.
I see, and when the meth, and you take the meth, there's something inside you that says something's wrong.
It's
like dirty?
It's a dirty high.
It's dirty high.
Like, that's the only way that I can explain it. I don't really...
It's a high.
Yeah.
But it's dirty.
Yeah, it's...
Feels like unclean?
I think so. Yeah.
And then when you spend time with the Lord, because I feel that high.
It's
when I'm with the Lord.
pure.
It's pure.
It's pure.
Real.
Tangible.
Interesting. So could the drugs be a counterfeit?
Oh, yeah. Totally. There's a hole inside of each of us. It's like a God-sized hole. And if God isn't living inside of us, we're trying to fill it with something. Substances, people, relationships. But nothing can ever fill that hole until we have Jesus living inside of us.
So would you say that your life now with Jesus, are you happier now?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
What about anxiety? What about all the depression? What about all of that stuff, the suicidal thoughts?
God took, oh my goodness, the suicidal thoughts. Just take that, for example.
Yeah.
I used to have to hold on to the steering wheel, like with everything I had, so I wouldn't drive into the other traffic.
Okay, so, oh my God.
I used to have to hold on to like my bed sheet so that I wouldn't go take all these pills and kill myself. Like, that's how
that
bad.
level of resistance.
That's the level. That's how bad the pull used to be for me to. I haven't experienced that in so long.
Wow.
I don't experience that. It's gone.
Amazing.
It's gone. You know?
Amazing. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And I can say that, hallelujah.
Yeah.
That is a huge hallelujah.
Yeah.
How did scripture reading change your craving for drugs?
Well, I never had any more cravings for drugs.
Like they just gone?
They were just gone.
To this day, just gone?
They're just gone.
How?
I don't know.
I just washed away.
I don't know. They're just gone. And so, but scripture reading and being underneath good teaching keeps me focused on the Lord. It keeps me on that narrow road, you know, so that I don't get pulled away, because the enemy is a deceiver. He tries to deceive believers all the time. So we have to be careful. So I might not be pulled off to drugs, but he can try to like get in my thoughts.
Exactly.
All the time, just in my ear all the time. So reading the word, being in good teaching, being in community, worshiping, praying.
So these things, though it may sound boring to an unbeliever, actually provide real value.
Yes, they do.
And it really does something for your mind,
Yeah.
your soul, your spirit.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
And it's not boring. And it's not, and you know what?
I know, I agree.
Even Christian music, like there's Christian music that, you know what I mean? Once you discover it, it's fun. There is some music that's that, you know, there's really good music out there.
Even the quality, some people get so much into the quality of the music of the world, but even whatever quality it is, worshiping the Lord is different. It's not just listening to music, oh, that made me excited or whatever. This is like, you're getting something.
Yeah.
Right? So let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
Would you take a moment, talk to the audience, but talk to the audience as if you were talking to yourself 20 years ago.
20, okay.
When you didn't know Christ.
Okay.
What would you say to that young girl?
Okay. I would say to hang on. I would say that it wasn't your fault, that there is a life out there that you could never even have ever even dreamed or hoped or imagined for, that there is going to come a day when you will know so much freedom, that there will be so much joy, so much peace, so much love, that your whole life is going to be completely different. And I would just say to hang on and not to give up and to not blame yourself and to forgive yourself.
I would add to that person, whoever you are, if you are hearing this story and you're like, that's me, I'm in that place. I'm in that place where I don't know where to go. Come to Jesus. Would you say that, Tanya? Come to Jesus. If you want to have this level of peace, this level of understanding, that you can have such a soundness of mind. Maybe you're going through suicidal thoughts. Maybe you're going through depression, or maybe you hate your life. Jesus will truly change this, but you have to receive the package.
Yes.
Jesus doesn't force himself into your life. You have to receive Jesus into your life. So for the person who's saying, that's me, I want to pray for you right now. Lord Jesus, I'm praying for that person. That person who's saying, God, I don't know who you are, but I want to know you. If that's you, just pray this prayer with me. Jesus, I call upon your name and I receive you. I believe in you, Jesus. I believe that you died on the cross for my sins and that you rose from the dead. And that, Jesus, I need to repent from my sins and turn to you, to know you. Jesus, show me this life. Show me what life is really about. Show me my purpose. And I'll follow you all the days of my life. We ask for this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Tanya, thank you so much. And if you prayed that prayer, thank you so much. And I want to encourage you, please call the number below or go to our website. I want to send you a Bible if you don't have a Bible. I want to get something into your hands. Please reach out to us. If you prayed that prayer for the first time, I want to just congratulate you and send you a gift. We'll have something for you to fill up on our website. We're really, really excited to get in touch with you. Tanya, I am just amazed that you are a masterpiece, because the devil, I would say, most people would say, destroyed your life.
Yes.
And God resurrected your life. You know, I was looking the other day, Tanya.
Yeah.
Jesus is the only one that we know of that's verified that has been resurrected from the dead. What I mean is the one who was claimed to be a religious leader.
Yeah.
But I look at your life, and I'm like, my gosh, he really did a number here, because he resurrected your life. Today, you're happily married with a Christian man. You are doing ministry with him. You know, you're working, you're living a pure life. God bless you, Tanya. I really praise God for what he's done in your life. And we really appreciate you. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Amen. Guys, a lot of things to think about, and a lot of things to think about our own lives. And this here is evidence that Jesus is alive. He has the power to change your life. He has the power to raise you up from the dead. If you want to throw your life away, then throw your life at the feet of Jesus, and he'll change it. God bless you. And until our next testimony, thanks so much for joining us on the Real Life Radio Show. We'll see you next time. Our ministry is really doing amazing things. We've got an orphanage in Uganda. We are doing gospel events in Africa where we're seeing thousands of salvations. We're seeing miracles break out. We're doing testimonies on our radio show where we're really showing people how people get delivered from things like suicidal thoughts, from anxiety, from depression, from gangs, from all types of different lifestyles. And the one answer is Jesus Christ. But the truth is, we cannot fulfill our mission without you. Would you consider partnering with us? We need financial donations and prayer support. And if you would want to donate to our ministry, we're a 501c3, and you can donate to therealliferadioshow.com. Again, it's therealliferadioshow.com. Click on Give, and we're looking forward to your partnership with us.
Subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at The Real Life Radio Show. If you have given your life to Christ, we would love to hear and give you a gift. Go to our website, therealliferadioshow.com.